The final part to finish the contrast stage and also to complete the painting is the application of whites. Now white is very, very good for bringing things out of the picture. Anything you've got there that wants to be prominent, if you highlight it in white, it will really stand off, give you a three-dimensional effect. So what we'll do is we'll start, for example, the ear behind. Now that's catching an awful lot of light. So again, if we stroke white hairs onto that, it immediately stands off the background and leaps out of the painting at you. So we can do the same thing working all the way around. Now we'll put some highlighted hairs inside the ears. So these are quite white, so we'll just stroke them in and leave them. No need to blend at this stage, but you do need to be careful again about the direction and keep them nice and sharp. Now we'll deal with the eyes. We've already painted the eyes, of course, but we need to deal with the outside of the eyes, and this again will help to push the eyes out, make them more prominent. So we've got a nice white patch just above the tear duct. We're stroking some nice white hair there. This is quite a strong shape. This is where the muscle below the eye is almost squinting, so again brings that muscle forward out of the painting. Eyebrows, they're going to be quite prominent, and then we can just scatter a few little white hairs in between the spots on the top of the head, again where it's highlighted because of the light source. And basically you can use your underpainting as a guideline, so anything that you underpainted in yellow, for example, if you then highlight this with the white on top, it will give you that ivory colour that the leopards have. So look where you painted your yellow and try to follow that as a guideline. We've got quite a soft highlight on the back, so let's just reaffirm that. And notice how that instantly brings the back off the background. And then simply work in between the spots, just here and there. Keep checking your photograph for the highlighted ivory yellow fur. Don't be afraid if your white pastel strays into the black areas. This won't hurt. This will only help to merge the fur together. And now what we're going to do is create nice white highlights around the chin and the nose and the muzzle. Now we've deliberately left these areas as blank paper because these want to be quite strong in terms of white. They need to be very, very strong to lift it off the paper and really give it some oomph, if you like. Coming down to the chin, so be patient, build this up gradually. Try to complete the whole chin just by stroking it. Try to resist doing a solid colour, because then if you do that, you'll just lose the fur texture that you so patiently created so far. So stroke and flick. This nice flicking stroke helps to give sharp ends to your fur texture as well. And then we can bring this all the way down into this lovely white chest. Again, the same technique, stroke and flick gives nice sharp ends to the fur in the chest. And we can make this quite strong because this is almost pure white. But again, don't be afraid to go over it 2 or 3 times if you need to make the white even stronger. So once we've done one layer, we can go back, maybe the reverse direction, and just overlay the white on top of what you've already done. This overlaying often helps to enrich the fur, make it even more realistic. And then we can almost sketch an outline of the neck and the chest. That really sets it off the sand-coloured paper. Okay, the final thing we need to do, as always, are whiskers. Now this cat has particularly long, thick whiskers. What you need to do is, for each one, determine your start and finish point. Put your pastel on the paper and flick. Put your pastel on the paper and flick. So decide where you're going, where you're stopping, and just flick. If you use the sharp corners of the pastel, then you'll get nice, thin, straight, or curved slightly whiskers. So some of them might be a little bit thicker, so you can go over it again. You can try and practice this on a spare piece of paper if you want to. And then just soften off the leading edge with your finger so the whisker looks like it's growing out of the fur and not sat on top of it. And there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration of the painting of the Amur Leopard, and that you can appreciate the simple yet methodical steps that you need to produce a painting like this. One of the pleasing aspects of this particular painting is the pose, the profile. The profile always makes for a nice portrait because it shows the strength of the head, the neck and so on. And the second thing, I think, is the lighting. We've used a lot of white in the chin and the neck and the chest, and off this sand-coloured paper, it really makes the whole thing stand out. So again, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I do hope you get the chance to go down to Big Cat Sanctuary and look at these animals for yourself.